I will go so far as to say that we all want to be remembered and we all want to be seen, even if there are parts within us that are embarrassed and scared to be seen. I'm Chetna Mehta, artist, alchemist, and therapeutic facilitator. And in this brief video, I want to talk about recognizing people, seeing people, social anxiety, and sparks of connection. I've been getting really mindful of the crap games that I, and in some cases we play in social situations to manage appropriateness or coolness. Here's an example. I used to play this crap game, and I'm calling it a crap game because it's not actually fun, and I'm playing myself, where I'll see someone or recognize someone at a party or dinner or potluck or gathering. Maybe I've met them before live in the flesh. Maybe I've met them on Zoom once or twice over the last few years. Maybe I've heard them on a podcast, or maybe I've seen them on social media. And sometimes I remember how I know them, and sometimes I don't exactly. But in this crap game, I see them, I recognize them, and then I hold back from acknowledging or expressing this truth due to stories like, they probably won't recognize me. That'd be embarrassing, which then goes into the story of, I'm not memorable or recognizable, or the story that they probably don't want a random person coming up to them, or the story of, play it cool, Chetna. You don't even remember their name, so you don't even have enough information to even approach them. How awkward would it be if you're like, I recognize you, and they're like, oh, really? I don't know you. Then what? And so I act like I don't have some familiarity with them. And that becomes a mask that I wear, which is what causes social anxiety in me as I've witnessed it. Wearing masks made up of false stories that don't even have to apply is oppressive. When I'm masking, even in the small way of denying that I recognize someone across the room, even, I'm making myself smaller. I'm hiding. I'm holding myself back. When my spirit just wants to walk across the room and be like, oh my God, I recognize you. I've seen you somewhere. You are seen. And I hold myself back by trying to play it cool or invalidate the spark of connection. I am oppressing myself, and my anxiety is telling me this is small. I don't like it. And this is what I've learned. It is a gift to remember and recognize people. Whether or not I remember their names or exactly how I've interacted with them in the past or come across them before, remembering and recognizing a face is a spark of connection already there. I used to be embarrassed by this. I am pretty good at remembering faces and even remembering how I relate to people or how I've interacted with them. And I think I received this gift from my grandfather, who was so dedicated to building community by learning and knowing how we are all related by which line or lineage or through this uncle or auntie or dada or ma or what have you. And it's a gift that I've inherited, but I used to be embarrassed of it because there have been many times where I've approached someone in recognition and they had no idea who I was. And I'll also say it's probably happened vice versa too, where people have approached me recognizing me and I had no idea who they were. But of course, negativity bias does not track that. But I've easily gone into stories and spirals about how unmemorable or how unworthy I am if someone doesn't recognize me the way that I recognize them. Irrelevant, deleting those stories because it doesn't actually matter. I'm seeing this ability to remember faces from Zoom meetings or social media or live meetings in the flesh in the past, however distant ago, as a gift and as medicine. Because in this day and age, when so many of us look at our screens for more time than we look at each other's faces, or when it's so scary to make eye contact or say hello to a stranger who's a neighbor, this remembering people is medicine. And to then extend that gift to someone and let them know that they are recognizable, that they are seen. Whew, chills. Who doesn't want that deeply? Who doesn't want to know that they are recognizable, that they are seen, whether or not it's mutual or reciprocal, yet is such a precious fueling of connection. It takes a beautiful confidence to give that gift to someone, whether or not we remember their name, and to say sufficiently, I recognize your face. I don't exactly know where from, but I just wanted to say hi. And to let that be enough to then discover more sparks of connection. I'm no longer interested in the false sense of mutuality or reciprocity with whether people remember me or recognize me the way I do with them. It doesn't actually matter. I want to honor my gift of remembrance and honor the gift of these tiny sparks of connection. And I want to give the gift to someone of knowing that they are recognizable and they are seen. I'm no longer interested in playing these crap games of playing it cool, but really just oppressing myself and making myself small when my spirit longs for the connection that it's fully capable of. I want to open my heart again and again to build bridges and connections, even based on these tiny little sparks. So let's see each other. Let's remember each other. Let's let each other know that we are recognizable and that we are seen. Mwah.